agriculture, arts, administration, pharmacy, and environmental design and management, both undergraduates and postgraduate students. We want to start this tonight as we begin the Vice Chancellor's academic procession process. And this will be led today by the admission officer, Dr. Ajibike Officer. May I please have the procession? In the procession, we have the admission officer, Dr. Ajibike Officer, the Director of Academic Affairs, Mr. Murtala Agbaje. And of course, we have the guest speaker for today, a former president of the Student Union of Bafemi Awolowo University Ife in 2010 AD. And of course, the speaker of the Student Representative Council for that year, Adama Joshua, is also in the house. We have the Provost, College of Health Sciences, Professor Kayode Jagola. We have the Provost, Postgraduate College, Professor Victor Olaleye, represented by Professor Timothy Akimade Akane. And of course, we have the Dean of the faculty. Now the procession is in view now. Admission officer is leading the entire academic procession to this fall. Now, as they're coming in, admission officer Dr. Ajibike Officer, followed by Mr. Adama Joshua, followed by the guest speaker Paul Alaji. And of course, we have the Director of Academic Affairs, Mr. Murtala Agbaje. We have the Director Center for Distance Learning, Professor Kayode Owade. We have the Dean Student Affairs, Professor Isaka Ansi. We have the representative of the Provost, Postgraduate College, Professor Akimade Akane. We have the Provost, College of Health Sciences, Professor Kayode Jagola. We have the University Librarian, Dr. Taki Ozokoto-Ashe. We have the University Registrar, Mrs. Margaret Idowu-Omoshile. The Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration, Professor Chris Ejila. Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Simeon Babere. And of course, the Vice Chancellor of Great University, Professor Eyitai Ejitope Okumorede. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that the matriculation ceremony of today is in compliance with the COVID-19 protocol, and of course, to be in tune with the new normal in the academic world. This matriculation ceremony is holding simultaneously at 6 different locations within our university campus. We have matriculating students at the main hall. We have them at amphitheater. We have them at most courts of the university, faculty of law. We have them at African Center of Excellence, and of course, we have them at Hall, Food Science and Technology Academic Hall. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start this batch B of the matriculation ceremony as we remain standing to give honor to our country, Nigeria, for the national anthem. The national anthem. One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. The national prayer over the creation. Oh God, oh COVID-19. The great anthem. Africa's most beautiful campus.
Congratulate you for being just
In the name of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Yitoko, we're congratulating the matriculating students and their parents for today's occasion. The Matriculation Ceremony, the batch B, holding today, Wednesday, the first day in the month of May 2021. Permit me, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to hand over the continuation of today's proceedings to the Registrar of the University, Mrs. Margaret Omoshile. Let me see your reactions to that.
The Vice Chancellor, I respectfully call on you to declare the ceremony open for the matriculation of students for the 2019-2020 academic session.
I declare this ceremony open for the matriculation of students for the year 2019-2020 academic year.
I invite the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, to present the matriculating students. Dean, Faculty of Agriculture.
Dean, kindly unmute.
Will the matriculating student in the Faculty of Agriculture please stand and remain standing?
I invite the Dean, Faculty of Arts, to present the newly admitted and registered students for matriculation.
Please, Dean, Faculty of Arts, unmute yourself. Dean Arts, we're waiting for you. Please go ahead. Dean Arts.
Hunter. Matriculating students in the Faculty of Arts stand and remain standing. Faculty of Arts.
Faculty of Administration to present the newly admitted and registered students for matriculation.
Dean, Faculty of Admin. You are on. Please unmute yourself. Yes, you are on.
Will the matriculating students in the Faculty of Administration please stand and remain standing?
I invite the Dean, Faculty of Environmental Design and Management to present the newly admitted and registered students for matriculation.
Dean EDM, you are on, sir.
Will the matriculating students in the Faculty of Environmental Design and Management stand and remain standing?
I invite the Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy, to present the newly admitted and registered students for matriculation.
Matriculating students of Faculty of Pharmacy remain standing for matriculation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I invite the Provost, Postgraduate College, to present the newly admitted and registered students.
May I call on all the matriculating postgraduate students in the following faculties: Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Administration, Faculty of EPM, and Faculty of Pharmacy, to stand up and remain standing.
It's time to read the matriculation oath. You will read after me, please. On admission to membership of Obafemi Awolowo University,
Please continue.
I solemnly and sincerely promise and declare that I, insert your name, be paid due respect and be obedient to the Vice Chancellor and other officers of the university. I will faithfully observe all regulations and code of conduct for students, which may from time to time be issued by the authorities for the good order and governance of the university, including an order that I, whether as an individual or as a member of any student association, union, should make restitution for damage done by students to public property. In addition, I faithfully promise to refrain from any act of violence and other actions calculated to disrupt the work of the university or likely to bring the university into disrepute. I affirm that I have never been a member of a secret society, and that if I have been a member, I hereby renounce. I pledge that I will never join any unlawful society as long as I stay in the university. And I will bring to the attention of the university authorities the existence and plan of such societies that may come to my knowledge. The Vice Chancellor, I now invite you to admit the students into the university.
By virtue of the powers conferred on me, I hereby admit you all as students of Obafemi Awolowo University. Congratulations.
I invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Eyitope Ogubodede, to address this assembly.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, the University Librarian, the Bursar, the Provost, College of Health Sciences, the Provost, Postgraduate College, Deans of Faculties, our guest lecturer, Mr. Paul Aladi, a distinguished alumnus and former president of the Students' Union of this university, who is also accompanied today by a former speaker of the Students' Union, Mr. Adama Joshua. Parents, matriculating students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gladdens my heart to formally welcome and admit you to Obafemi Awolowo University, Great Ife, the citadel of learning and culture with the most beautiful campus in Africa and a leading research and ICT university in Nigeria. You will all agree with me that the outbreak of the ravaging coronavirus disease called COVID-19 has brought the entire world to its knees. We have therefore found ourselves in an unusual environment, which requires that we change our strategies so as to integrate fully into the new world order. This explains why we are having this matriculation in hybrid format and decentralized, taking place at multiple venues. My dear matriculating students, it is an obvious reality that COVID-19 is real. To keep ourselves safe from the disease, the university is duty-bound to adhere strictly to the National Center for Disease Control NCDC protocols of compulsory wearing of face masks, observance of social distancing, constant hand washing, and the use of hand sanitizers. I also want to state that for the reasons above, your lectures will be delivered online until the situation improves. The university, since inception, has produced high-quality personnel with a view to meeting the national and international workforce needs. Great Ife has been a repository of knowledge and intellectual excellence for decades. I congratulate you for being chosen out of over 18,000 candidates that sat for the post-UTME and screening for Obafemi Awolowo University. You are indeed very lucky. Your admission to the university marks a critical turning point in your life. The advice is therefore that you make a determined effort to ensure that you succeed in the university to justify your admission and Since success begins within, I will enjoin you to get yourselves together, because by improving, refining, and defining who you are, you will see the world from more enlightened perspectives. Let every minute of your time in this university be wisely allocated and spent. Avoid the pitfalls of those whose perception of the university is that of a place of unlimited freedom without a corresponding degree of responsibility. It is very essential that you take time to learn self-management strategies that will ensure your smooth progression and graduation from this university. On assumption of duty, I had a mandate to reposition, rebrand, and rejuvenate the ideals of our cherished institution. Obafemi Awolowo University is noted for learning and culture, and this is not accidental, as it is a pointer to our cardinal principles for the development of our nation. Therefore, you will have to combine academic excellence with culture of Omoluabi in a challenging, competitive, and diverse academic environment. Your ability to succeed in this university will rest on this and on your willingness to learn from your highly qualified and resourceful lecturers. Learn to seek counsel from the right source and take advantage of the student counselors in the Student Affairs Division and in the University Health Center. Beware of your colleagues, particularly from other universities and institutions, who will want to lure you into the social vices that are now prevalent in our society. While you are at liberty to seek out and adopt credible methods of self-improvement, the university seriously frowns at all forms of antisocial behavior that are capable of disrupting the smooth running of the university and unnecessarily truncating or elongating the academic calendar. Therefore, we implore you to desist from such antisocial displays, but only make choice of friends that will positively influence you and cultivate attitudes that will lead you to overall success. It is of particular interest to know that Obafemi Awolowo University has zero tolerance for cultism, examination malpractice, violent behavior, flagrant disregard to constituted authority, and all forms of sexual harassment. I will strongly advise that you steer clear of these retrogressively deplorable behaviors and other similar vices in order to safeguard your studentship and ensure a successful academic career. Although there is paucity of funds, I assure you of our readiness to continue to strive at sustaining our avowed fiscal discipline and financial rectitude. The university management is partnering with investors to increase the current students' accommodation by providing additional bed spaces in subsequent years. Obafemi Awolowo University is adjudged to have the best ICT facilities in the country. The university is also recognized as an African Center of Excellence in software engineering. One of the significant effects of this is that you can access Obafemi Awolowo University portal, register for your courses online, and check your results from anywhere in the world. In fact, many of you applied and got your accommodation online before arrival on this campus. You also register for courses and receive lectures without meeting physically with your instructors. However, I'm not here to tell you that all things will be easy. Life in the Nigerian university system consists of challenges that will make you grow and equip you for future self-development and enduring coping strategies. Certainly, the end will justify the means, and you will be glad you did. If you have any challenges, please make adequate use of the resources within the university, the counselors, course advisory system, staff advisors, and others. The officers of the Student Affairs Division and your faculties are there to assist. The university has also recently reinstated students' union activities, and I'm glad that the guest lecturer today is a former president of the Students' Union. We enjoin you to act responsibly and remember at all times that there are sanctions for improper behavior within and outside the university. To you parents and guardians, I want to congratulate you and then assure you that your children and wards are in safe hands and will be well trained while on our campus. My prayer is that you will not have cause to weep over them. Rather, you will always have cause to rejoice over them. My dear students, while congratulating you once again, I want to urge you to be diligent and you will be rewarded with success. I wish you a very fruitful stay in Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Africa's most beautiful university campus. And I want to once again thank our guest lecturer, Mr. Paul Alaji, for sparing the time to be here today to bless the university and especially our matriculating students with his wealth of experience. In conclusion, I want to reiterate that COVID-19 is real. Let us all adhere strictly to the laid down protocols. Please stay safe as I pray that we will all gather in a few years' time to also celebrate your graduation. Welcome to Great Ife. Thank you and God bless.
The 2019-2020 matriculated students are indeed very lucky. For the first time in the history of this university, the university has invited a guest lecturer to address you on this very occasion. The guest lecturer is Mr. Paul Alaji, the graduate of this university and a former president of the OAU Student Union. He is a senior economist with SPM Professionals. He's a fellow International Management Consultant Board USA, fellow Institute of Economists, Nigeria. He's a business, financial, and economic development consultant. He is the managing director, Arit and Paul Advertising. He has many awards to his credit. I have the singular honor of inviting Mr. Paul Alaji to address the assembly.
Thank you so very much, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, thank you so very much for having me. Thank you so much for inviting me. The Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, the Registrar, the Librarian, the Provost of College, the Provost College of Health Science, the Provost College of Postgraduate Studies, the Dean of Faculty, the Principal Officers of the University, my very good friend, the Speaker 2009-2010 of OAU Student Union, parents and students that are here today. I count it as a very great privilege to be back on campus. Approximately 10-11 years after I left as a student. It's a real privilege to be here, and I don't take this privilege for granted. Today, my assignment is simple. The university has asked me to come and talk about the greatness of Great Ife, creating an indelible mark. My question for us today is, what would you be remembered for in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years, in the next 3 years as DE students? What exactly will this university remember you for? Why would we celebrate or otherwise your coming to the university? What value are we going to say exactly that you have added to us? The truth is that Obafemi Awolowo University is not in want of students, but we are having you not just because you want to come and have the certificate and add to your CV that you graduated from this university. But more importantly, we want to know what exactly you can add in terms of value to this university. And I hereby say to you that the future is now. That future depends on you. The future is not a time that we are going into. The future is not what will happen in 2025 or 2020. The future depends on what you do today. And I ask you again that when they talk about the greatness of great effort, you hear the word great effort. What is the meaning of that greatness that always accompanies great effort? Is it the architectural design, architectural building that we have around? Is it the Aluta spirit that we have heard about the student of great effort? Is it the violence and legalism, fighting and putting head of university in wheelbarrow? Is that what makes us great? Or would you say it's the quality of research that we are turning out of this university that makes us be among other universities in Nigeria and indeed in the rest of the world, or the quality of minds that Great Effect graduates? And this is what I want you to know. Every producer, like the University of Ife, of course, always want the final consumer to enjoy the product. And when you finish from this university, you'll be proud to say, I'm a product of Great Effect. Now, as a product of a manufacturer, which customer, which client will enjoy you? And what problem are you going out there to solve by the time you leave? In the next 4 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 7 years? I'm asking, what solution would you be bringing? So I asked, is it the structures that will be different in what you do? Well, I want to welcome you to something that's really changed about the world, because when I had my matriculation in 2010, in 2006, I beg your pardon, after I left pre-degree in 2005 as a French student on campus, every one of us, all of us took a matriculation note in Afri Theater. You see that it's different today. That tells you that the university I attended and the one you are attending, even though the location appears the same, but they are completely different. Therefore, we are expecting much more results from you. We're expecting you to make us more conspicuous on the global map, so that when people talk about Ife, what comes to mind? We now live in a world without walls. What some of you will call WWW, which of course literally means World Wide Web. But right now, it's a world without walls. The boundaries among countries have collapsed. Whatever we are doing now, do you know the rest of the world can join us and look at what we are doing, even though we are here in Ife? But the power and the influence in whatever we do will have so much impact and can affect people outside of this place. And that is why we have no option. We just have to be right. There are things that we are known for, and there are things that we are not known for. One of those things we are known for is for learning and culture. So when Ife comes to mind, what comes to your mind? And I know that among thousands and possibly hundreds of thousands of students at Ife, there is a reason why you have been chosen. And I want you to always consider that, cherish this admission. For you to have been lucky, to be privileged. I know you put in your best, but also a lot of people put in their best, but luckily you have been chosen. You have been admitted to this university. My question to you is, when you leave, which of course you may think that it's going to be far, just have a flashback when you were in secondary school. You would imagine, oh, before I leave secondary school, 6 years. Today, you are out of secondary school. You are now in the university. And welcome on board, where you will have limited time with your parents. You see, you may even say, I want to dedicate my time to a lot of things. I'm now free. There are a lot of things that can distract you. So I want you here because I was a student here. Quite a number of people that were on it, but they refused to graduate, not because the university was wicked and did not want to graduate at there. What they were playing, I don't know what you play now, is PS2, PS3. I heard PS has graduated to PS5 or PS6 right now. But those days, it was PS2, PS3, PlayStations. But just put in your mind that somebody created those things. What are you going to create for the rest of the world to use? So as students in architecture department, as students in College of Medicine, as students in College of Social Sciences, College of Art, Administration, students in local government, different areas, agriculture. What solution are you going to solve when you leave there? And the best time to start is now. So you know that I am going to this university not just because I want to obtain a degree, but because I want to be fit to solve problems. So if you have that at the back of your mind, no matter how much you spend in your lecture theater you spend online, for those of you that will be taking virtual classes, you will not be distracted because it's just for a limited number of time. Your competitor, who are they? Is it the person beside you right now? Who are your competitors? Your competitors is nobody, just yourself. Whether you do it right or you do it wrongly. To yourself, be true. You'll be accountable first to yourself. We have had quite a number of people in this university. Some I'm proud of, some I'm not proud of. There are people who have taken right choices and we are seeing results. But there are people who have also, unfortunately, their choices have not been very right. And they are wishing they could come back. So I'm coming as a forerunner to tell you that your decision will determine the kind of result we will have and the report we will give about you in the coming period. There are a lot of empty spaces in the sphere of life, you know, from agriculture to production to manufacturing to health to discovery to ICT. So many spaces, even in real estate. So a lot of spaces that you can fill and you can be number one in it. And the best time to be prepared is now, because the time I wait for no one. And the news which I may tell you is that as we speak, oil is drying up. And you may say, no, but they still produced 1.5 million tons in barrels in Niger Delta yesterday. Yes, when we had Stone Age, the Stone Age, they migrated from Stone Age to another age. It was not because the stones finished. It was because that age was no longer relevant. The oil age that we have now, there will still be oil, but it will no longer be relevant. Just last week, a friend told me from Uganda that vehicles, buses are now created are now made by Ugandans. These buses don't run on diesel fuel or PMS as you like. They are electric buses. And these things are real that people are manufacturing. What do you think will happen to demand for oil, particularly Nigerian crude oil, which forms our major source of FX, that's foreign exchange? What do you think will happen to it? Does that mean Nigeria will keep earning more in terms of revenue, or revenue will keep going down? The truth is, revenue will keep going down. That is why you see Nigerian budget 35 billion US dollars, approximately 13.8 trillion naira. It will never be sufficient. Never be sufficient. So you keep asking questions. We need this from the university. We need that because university is also a child of the federal government. Federal government is not earning enough. The university will also not have enough. But you know the good news, you can help solve a lot of problems. And for me and my organization, we solve the problems, we solve the solution. We chose to stand with the solution. We chose to start solving the problem one after the other because the oil will no longer be relevant. And I can use you as an example. If phone you are using right now, chances are that you will buy that phone more than 40, 45, or 30, 50,000 naira to cost an Android phone. If you check your friend with Android phone or with a tablet or with a laptop, imagine the number of students that are here today. That is about $100. The price of crude oil, a barrel of crude oil that Nigeria depends on, is less than $70. Do you know what that means? Those that are producing the phones, they keep mining barrels of crude oil without exploring 1 liter of crude oil. Meanwhile, the entire nation has to depend on crude oil. What an unfortunate thing. That is why your brain is the new crude oil. And it is limitless. The more solutions we are able to deploy for Nigeria, the greater the country will be. And you know, before Nigeria becomes greater, your family becomes greater. That is why I want you to not consider the distraction, either the football or students with the garrison or cultism. They don't last. They will never last. I've been here, and I'm using this opportunity to tell you that you have before you choices. And these choices may look difficult, and it may be tough for you to say, how will I ignore Manchester United versus Real Madrid when you know that that is what is in vogue, that is what everybody was watching. I can tell you, I did not watch football, and my speaker is here. When some guys say, let us go and watch football, don't worry, let's go and watch. I said, no, I will not watch football. I would rather put many of you that are watching football to work, and I will do what will make you gainfully employed. Nothing is bad working for people, either working for government or working for individuals. Nothing is bad being an entrepreneur. But I'm telling you that you can convert those times. You know, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, the argument standing by newspaper stand in front of SUV, you can convert those time to meaningful things, those resources. Time is a wasting asset. You cannot regain it. This is few minutes. This is about 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. You know, we can never see 1 p.m. again Nigerian time for today's date. It is gone forever. That is equivalent of what happened when you ladies sit with seawall, extraordinary. And you have ECM 101, you have the ECM 105. You have those courses, SSC 105 to sit with. The time you convert, whether it is wasted or judiciously used, can never come back to you. Whatever you have spent the time on, it is time spent. It is tough to regain it. But I can tell you, you can regain it in 4 years, in 5 years' time, when you stand before the CEO of Guaranteed Trust Bank for employment, when you stand before Ministry of Agriculture for employment, in 10, 20 years, when you become the governor of your state, for instance, when you become an engineer, when you start producing mobile phones, when you start producing some of the things we don't have as a country, and you start bringing the solution, when you innovate, because anybody that does not innovate, unfortunately, will die. It's not literal death, but it will have to depend on the rest of the world to solve the problem. And the reason why the Almighty created us is to solve problems. When He created tree, He did not put furniture in it. It took human beings to rethink what is as seen as tree and to bring out furniture. And so many other things, so many solutions you can be part of today. From going to your classes, take those notes, don't think they are not relevant. The truth is that there is a calculus in life you will solve. Those lectures that you think are not relevant are so very important. They form the foundation with which you can build your future. So if you are not solving problems, then you are part of the problem to be solved. So who is solving your problem? If somebody is solving, that is the person that will attract all your financial resources. I want to advise you today to do your best. Do the best you can do. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. I will not lie to you that A is easy to score. You have to study. At night, study. In the day, study. You know, the difference between A's and B students are those that despise the gains of now, the enjoyment of now, to say we want to give it our best. Because we think grade does not matter. I will tell you, grade does matter. It matters. It matters because when you come to university, try as much as possible to punch the university once and make sure the university does not punch you. That is what I call first class. You are able to take from the university, and the university is looking for you to not find you. You are in first class. Or if the university by chance punches you once, try and become 2 punches. That's 2-1. Second class offer. That's a good one. But worst case scenario, if the person punches you, ensure you respond by punching back. It will punch you again. Make sure you punch back. But don't go below that benchmark. Please, I want to beg. I understand that people will have thought, people will have thought they've done their best, and that is fine. But I don't want that to be you. If possible, stay with first class, stay with 2-1, worst case scenario. Do your best to stay with 2-2. I know some of you will say, but somebody must have to. I don't expect the score has to be you. And if nobody has that particular score, I'm sure the university will not say somebody must have. Because I've got here across faculty, I've taken elective only in College of Medicine, and I was not failed. So I have not seen anybody, people say some people fail. And maybe my time, and I know it's still very relevant now. There is nobody who is looking for who to fail. I say, people are parents and they have children. Some of them have even graduated from here. So they will not be hunting for who do I fail, who do I. Nobody does that. I know we have seen and we have read a story about those kind of persons. But do your best so that your conscience can thank you. You can thank yourself in the near future that you did when you were here. I also want to add this for you. If you have your phone, you may want to search Google and check what report National Bureau of Statistics released. So check Q4 2020 National Bureau of Statistics trade report. And there are a number of things that will interest you. That 90% of Nigeria's exports, 90% of our export was crude oil and natural gas. 90%. So a lot of things that Nigeria could export to the rest of the world today, a lot of things that we could export in terms of agriculture, in terms of technology, in terms of teaching, in quite a number of things that we can export, but we are not producing. And you should be happy. You should be happy because we have not occupied the space. So there is still room for a lot of young people. And I can tell you that young people will rule the world. They will live in Nigeria. You might not look at political space. You might not look at, That's not the real conversation. The owner of Twitter is a young man. The owner of Facebook started young. You see, our world has so transformed and has left, has destroyed quite a number of bandits. And I'm advising and also encouraging you today that you might be that person that will put not just OAU, Africa, and more importantly, Nigeria, but the world to come and see. You may put us on the map of the world for good reason. So when you look at the report, you see what we imported. Over 300 billion from the import component of that report show that Nigeria imported for vaccines, for the purpose of vaccination. Over 300 billion, approximately 400 billion was spent to import, and that was the second largest. So you are coming in as pharmacy students, you are coming in as a medical student, that should challenge you. How do I solve this problem? And I'm not talking of vaccine for COVID, no. I'm talking of vaccine for polio and so on and so forth. I guess the country that we imported from North America, North US, from Denmark. Denmark are the largest receipt from Nigeria in terms of foreign exchange. And when you look at why do we have our exchange rate, why do we devalue from time? It's because we import and we don't export to the rest of the world. So that is the main reason. I also want to advise you to therefore diversify. Not just academics. Do your best in terms of academics. When I was here, I was privileged to be part of the people that are leading in my class. Yes, I got into union, but I did not stop my hand. You know, you can do quite a number of things without necessarily abusing authority. You can get your point. You can pass your message without destroying people. I was also found with my colleagues in the fellowship, you know, so I did that, was in the union, also was in academics, and I did all my best, but by all means, balance it. If you don't balance it, if the academics suffer, you recall that this is the main reason. We are not matriculating you because you know how to play football. We are not matriculating you today because you know how to watch football or you know how to watch television. You know, he that watches too much of television cannot appear on it. The number of persons say, Paul, we saw you on television, on channels, online. I have never had time to watch myself because if you're in the studio, you cannot be watching television at the same time. So you need to choose. What do you want to be known for? The man that takes TV content in 5 hours a day, or the man that the rest of the world wants to watch? I can tell you that I don't have two heads. I learned here, and I know the same system, even better than we had, is here. That can make you better, stronger, and a greater person in their future. And I've done beyond just coming to learn. We also diversify it into things that are not even what I learned in school, such as advertising, production, and professional service, such as I'm doing right now. And I also want to charge you to set your phone again. One of the things you can do in terms of that, where there are problems, there are solutions. You can be the one to solve the problem. And you're looking for a secure future where you will not necessarily think, no, if I don't have anything to do, I have to stay in this university. Quite a number of people that we can point to, myself and the Speaker of Student Union, that have remained in the university, not because they are lecturing, but they have remained in the university not because they are part of the university community, but because there are no options. There are no options. They just remain around doing one thing or the other. Meanwhile, life has moved. And I want to show you opportunities so that these opportunities will guide you and they will form your thirst as you continue to be a student of this university for the time being that you are supposed to be here. If you Google National Development Council of Nigeria, National Development Council of Nigeria revealed that Nigeria consumed about 1.5 million metric tons of sugar during COVID. You know the news? The news is that only 3 human beings, 3 companies brought in the sugar that we all consume. Nigeria produced nothing. In 2018, Nigeria had 1.240 metric tons of sugar. Only 30,000 was produced in Nigeria, and you are an agri student. Is that not good news? Because federal government said, as of 2017, there should be no importation of sugar cane into Nigeria. Imagine if you finish studying and you are saying, what do I do? You can go to sugar belt and plant sugar cane, and once Nigeria can get sizable number, they're going to stop importation. Then you can sell it to Dangote refinery, sugar refinery, Poor sugar refinery, and golden sugar to become the major supplier. So when you look at what can I do to be better, it's not by doing internet fraud, all those cultism. OAU has zero tolerance to cultism because that is why they don't come here. When we were here, we caught some of them, and we handed them over to appropriate authority. So if you are thinking of having the idea, this is the wrong place to have such idea because it will never be tolerated. The economy is still green, it's still very, very green. Nigeria has quite a number of challenges which we should not just complain about, which you can solve. And if you look around, what problem can you solve? If you're a student and you can sew uniform, I was talking to some of the persons in authority when they said, how do we create jobs? I said, Nigeria has 40 million pupils, primary and secondary, 40 million. Who is making our fabrics? Where exactly are we importing them from? I wrote an article published by 4 media houses in 2017 on how Nigeria exports jobs to the rest of the world. 2 million jobs at least is what we export every year for school uniform to be imported to Nigeria. Because when you import, you make 3 decisions. The first decision is that you consume the goods you have imported. The second decision is that you deplete foreign reserve. And the third decision is that you give away jobs. Imagine if you are now the one making school uniform. Either you are sewing it, but more importantly, where the jobs are is the textile. Kaduna State was known for the headquarters of textile in 1958. Imagine if you gather scale. Imagine if you can produce so, and you don't have to study fashion designing before you can learn about this thing. Oh, it is so good. Some of the things I learned here as students was SPSS. You know, there are people that will teach you other things. As much as possible, gather positive knowledge that will make you a better person when you leave this university community. I also want to tell you, because of my time, stop dreaming. This is the time to act. Yes, you want to be the president of Nigeria. Leave it beyond dreams. Don't let it be that people will ask whether you graduated or not. So give it your best. Give it your best shot. You know, challenge yourself. Your first semester, you want to make 5.0. It is possible. Second semester, you want to make 5.0. You may also want to be the best graduating student in your class, in your department, in your faculty. You may want to bring history. You want to break record. This is the time for you to start acting. So if you are studying for 2 hours, you think 2 hours may not be sufficient. It's for average students. You are looking at 4 hours, 5 hours a day. This is the best time you have, and I want to encourage you to do the very best to achieve this result. Find a mentor. You are part advisors, you are the GSA, they are all there for you to ask questions, for you to also have a better path to success. And when I was there, a part advisor that was my mentor from 100 level to my final year in the Department of Economics, he was always available. And I asked other friends of mine that are in other departments and other faculties if the experience is there, and they told me yes. So your part advisor is there. University are putting this system, this structure for you, so that you don't have challenge. And if there are things that are not particularly academic in nature, you can work to GSA. The GSA will always be there and to support you so that you have a path to success. And the truth is that we are all here. Even me, I came from Abuja just because of you. I just want you to succeed. The Vice Chancellor and the entire principal officer of the university is here just because of you. Imagine how we will feel when we are handing over your certificate to you as first-class graduate, as 2-1 graduate, as best graduate, as somebody who has brought even investment and award to this university while you are still a student. We are here because of you, but something is important before I leave you: discipline. My motivation may just last 15 minutes. Once you shake the next person or you exchange elbows, you forget. But let this word of mine guide you consistently. When you give it your best on Monday, when you wake up on Tuesday, remember my word that I still have to give it my best. On Wednesday, you feel you are tired, but please give it your best. On Thursday, give it your best. During the public holiday, give it your best. On Friday, give it your best. I'm not saying you should not have time to rest. Yes, there is room for that. But remember, the primary reason why you came to this university is for you to be not just a product that this university will remember, but Nigeria will be proud of. To be a problem solver, but not part of the problem to be solved. Go through the pain. There is no gain without pain. I will leave you with a story my father told me many years ago when I was going to secondary school in Loyola College. He told me that, Paul, for you to succeed or not, I need you to listen to this story that you can choose. Because for my father, life is about choice. And he made us understand this when we were very young. So he told us that Although this story I want to tell you is not a literal story. It's a story in order for us to challenge ourselves and to become better. And that's not just for people, for my siblings, he told the same story when they were going to secondary school. So when it was my turn, he said he had a friend, and the friend told him that he wants to know whether he will have a great future or a bad future. So my father said, okay, so no problem. Where do we go? He said, let's go to one Baba, one old man. And the old man will tell whether my future will be great or will be bad. When they got to the old man, the man brought the rabbit out and dug 2 holes and said, if this white rabbit goes to the right road, your future will be great. You will be a celebrity. The whole world will know you. But if you go to the left, your future will be miserable. And lo and behold, the white rabbit came out and he turned the right hole and he was going one after the other. And my father's friend gave him an high five. Wow, I am going to be a great person. The whole world will celebrate me. When he was very close to the right hole, he turned back and the rabbit started speeding to the left hole. And my father's friend left him, ran to the rabbit, held him on his leg, and threw it in the right hole. And my father said, no, this is not part of the game. He said, Ojoro, I could not agree. The man said, no, I have never told him that he cannot take his future by his hand. He has held his future in his own hand. The beginning of your future starts here. Whatever you do today, decision you make today is what we had up. Missing classes, skipping classes, is already taking what the future will look like. Whatever you do, whether you decide to be the best or not, all of this will accumulate and form the kind of future you will have. I want to thank you very much, so very much for having me, particularly the Vice Chancellor and the principal officers of the university. And to you, my friends, I want us to meet in Heathrow in 5 years, in 10 years, in 6 years. I want us to meet in Muritala Airport in Lagos and say to me that I was at that orientation that was held virtually. And you spoke with me. Today, I'm the CEO of XYZ organization. Today, I'm the central bank governor. Today, I am the manufacturer of vaccines that you said we did not have. Today, I now produce more. Today, I'm having lectures all over at different universities in Nigeria. Where will that be? And when we see, I don't want you to hide your face. I want us to work shoulder to shoulder, because the greatness in you is what will make us proud. Thank you so very much, and God bless you all. God bless you. Thank you so much.
The official starts here. I want to appreciate Mr. Paul Alade, guest lecturer, for feeding us from his fountain of knowledge. We have really been blessed. I'm sure the matriculation students have been put on their toes and are better equipped for the journey through this great university. We pray that God Almighty continue to replenish Mr. Alade, and that whatever he puts his hand on will continue to flourish in Jesus' name. I want to, on behalf of the Council of Obafemi University, the Senate, the staff and students of this great university, present this guest lecturer token for appreciation for the great work he has done today.
Well, it is traditional that when we have very important visitors to the university, we present our souvenir. But before I do this, let me leave you with 2 golden statements from our guest lecturer. He has enjoined you to be a problem solver and not part of the problem. And I do hope that you will take that to be a very serious statement coming from somebody who has been part of what you are about starting now, and who also has seen, the world within and without Nigeria. He's been in Nigeria, he's seen everything in Nigeria, he's been outside Nigeria, so he can tell you, from experience, what the journey you are starting now, how it will be, at least within the next 10 years. He has also told us that there is no gain without pain. So it might look painful, some of the things that you want to do now, but that is going to come to your gain, in the future. So on that note, it is my pleasure to present this on behalf of the university. It's as souvenir and as an alumnus of the university. You are also donning, something to show that you are really, very comfortable, as an alumnus of Obafemi Awolowo University. So thank you very much for the beautiful lecture.
I now call on the Vice Chancellor to declare the matriculation closed.
I declare the matriculation ceremony closed.
Shall we all stand to sing the great anthem and the national anthem? Let's go. Great event, great event.
Great event, great event. Africa's most beautiful and most ocean left from mercy. A good time is on oppression. Backward never from any encroachment. Sports and struggle, great event. I love you. There's more even great event in the universe. Another great event is your counterfeit. Great, 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 great.
The national anthem. Okay, let's go. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call away. Till the sun of Fatherland, with love and strength and faith, the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Now we keep standing as the procession will go in reverse order. The Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor Academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, the University Registrar, the University Librarian, the Provost, College of Applied Sciences, the Provost, Postgraduate College, the Dean of the Student Affairs, the Director, Center for Distance Learning, the Director, Academic Affairs, and the Admission Officer. Thank you very much. Congratulations and good afternoon.